I love the way everything that Jason Todd does that is meant to be sneaky just isn't.
Gotham Knights was delayed again and again and again, but finally was released this year in 2022 to average reviews. Now, I am a massive Batman fan and a fan of DC in general, and I really did like the Arkham games too, with Arkham Origins being criminally underrated. So I did pick up Gotham Knights. I picked it up on the cheap though, I didn't pay full price, I'll get into that in a bit, and I played through the entire game live on my Twitch channel, which yes is a shameless plug, and if you would ever like to join me in my gaming venture online, I stream to Twitch pretty much every day, so drop on over sometime. Batman is attacked by the League of Shadows leader Ra's al Ghul, and they kill one another effectively right at the very start of the game, so spoiler alert? Possibly? But, I mean, it was in the marketing, so there you go, but clearly Batman had no prep time. And then it's left to the Gotham Knights, Batman's minions, to clean up Gotham, finish a case that Batman was working on, find out how and why Batman is gone, and each of the characters coming to terms with their mentor and father figure being dead. And those Gotham Knights are Batgirl, Barbara Gordon, Red Hood Jason Todd, Nightwing Dick Grayson, and Robin Tim Drake. So basically Batgirl and the Robins 3. Now, Gotham Knights does have some issues which I will get out of the way now, because besides the small issues it has, I did have a great time playing through the game and the story and engaging with all the different activities within. The main issue, and the one you'll see a lot on reviews, is the stability of the game. Even on a PC with beyond the recommended specs, I couldn't have ray tracing on, and I couldn't have the game on its highest settings. I had it on high, but couldn't have it on its highest, without effectively playing a flicker book. The frame rate does drop quite a lot in the open world of Gotham when you're roaming about, and I did have a couple of hard crashes to the desktop, and those hard crashes were on my live stream, so it was pretty annoying as they happened. Only in the one live stream, to be fair, but they did happen. Now, aside from the stability, some enemies throw far too many Molotovs and other such projectile shit at you that you have to keep dodging, which does break the ebb and flow of combat, in my opinion, and the camera can also be a bit of a dick. And to my knowledge, I played through the entire game and I couldn't lock onto an enemy. I don't think there's any lock on. Again, that's a little nitpick. I mean, it's a large nitpick in a combat game, but it does hamper some of the enjoyment. And also, if your character gets too close to a wall or an object, they'll sort of stop, and then you have to sort of wiggle your way away from it in order to carry on. But, you know, apart from that, there is also, particularly at the end of the game, there's a boss fight which is just plain annoying, and a Batman villain, which I was surprised to see, but glad to see, also gets milked into 4 or 5 annoying boss fights, which was unnecessary. The one would have done. But with all of that out of the way, I can safely say that Gotham Knights is a really good superhero game, with a great cinematic story with both light-hearted antics and tear-jerking moments. There's a whole lot of characterization within the gang and Alfred, and there's many, many interactions between them.
Hey, Lazarus isn't gonna bring Bruce back, Tim.
Who's to say he doesn't want us to try?
The combat, although simple at the start of the game, is fun, being able to time your hits to increase critical damage, use stealth when needed, use projectiles, unlock and use all manner of special attacks for each character. It really is cool. Yes, it's limited to just tapping the attack button for light attacks and pressing and holding for heavy attacks, and obviously you need to use heavy attacks to break the armor of some of the bigger enemies, but sometimes games don't need to have like 17 button combos. I'm quite happy with the one, and it does work quite well here.
I'm coming.
Something there?
Thanks for saving me!
Hi there.
Hold it!
Crime doesn't pay, mate. Oh yeah. Come on. How was that not badass?
There are materials to collect as well as collectibles and special chests to find. You can craft new different looking weapons and armor for each hero with different stats and mods that can be earned to use, to buff your armor and weapons, which again, it all adds to just grinding away if that's your thing. You can unlock different color schemes for the bat cycle and the costumes, and they can be unlocked via challenges or finding some of them. Again, just all things to work towards. There is a wide variety of crimes to fight, from bank robberies to muggings, car theft and bomb disposal. It's also worth noting that when you are out on patrol on that particular night, if you fail to help anyone attached to a bomb, they will blow up, they will die, and that's that. There are consequences to your actions. If you fail to stop the bad guys when you pass out and you respawn, the police will be there instead of the bad guys inspecting the crime scene, and you effectively fail that criminal activity, which I think is really, really cool and does add to you wanting to try and do it effectively and not just go in all guns blazing. Also, on a side note, you can summon the bat cycle wherever you are in Gotham, which is a godsend. There are fast travel points to unlock, and via doing challenges you can unlock a gliding option for your characters. But I do find it pretty cool to be able to grapple hook around Gotham, being able to press, well, A for me on the PC with the controller I'm using, whilst you're grappling, to be able to then launch yourself off of the point you grappled to then grapple to somewhere else. So it is pretty free-flowing that way. It's just, again, a shame about the frame rate. There is also an arcade game to play in the Belfry, which is the hub. I mean, why not? Didn't say I was any good at it though, but you get the drift. Now, Mr. Freeze, Harley Quinn, Clayface, Penguin and a few other Batman villains make appearances in the game, as well as some good guys too. And the villains, they have their own case files and optional missions and stories to do, which is a lot of fun and surprisingly in-depth. Plus, it's also worth pointing out that Mr. Freeze looks badass.
He's also got a robot arm. No, he hasn't. I thought that teeny weeny thing then was his arm, like a Terminator.
And finally, yes, the game is co-op with up to 4 people. I played with one other person that came to follow me on Twitch, and we had a blast playing through the game. You can do special takedowns together and fight crime and do everything in the game you could do by yourself with a friend. So again, that's pretty cool, being able to play this game all the way through, doing everything you can with friends. At the end of the day, if you're a Batman fan or a DC fan and you do find this game cheap, I urge you to give it a go. No, it's not really worth a full 50 quid price tag here in the UK or $60 in the US. I think if this game had come out around about the £35 mark, I think it would have been a lot more better received. But because of the issues that the game has, I'm sure it will get patched for all the stability issues and the clipping issues and the crashes. I'm sure that's going to happen, because I'm pretty sure they have plans, judging from the end of the game, to either add DLC or possibly do a second game. But with those issues aside, if you find it cheap enough, what you've got here is a very fun game with good gameplay, a great story and characters that are also well voice acted, and a whole load of content for you to sink your teeth into alone or with a friend. I had a blast playing it, but yeah, again, on the cheap, but a very good game. But thank you very much for watching.
I bet you want to play a bit longer!